Randy Meisner, founding member of the Eagles and the creative force behind many million-dollar hits.
If we didn't know it was going to be the Eagles at the time. But that's where that all started, and formed from there.
We didn't know it was going to be the Eagles at the time, but that's where that all started and formed from there.
Glenn, Faye, there was an altercation. Who got the last punch in?
Oh, both of us.
Gradually stepped away from the spotlight, leaving behind a series of unanswered questions about his true fate. The journey from the Nebraska grasslands to the center of one of America's greatest bands was only the surface. What truly happened to Randy, the hidden corners that had never been revealed, and the reason he spiraled into darkness? All of this is about to be uncovered, opening up a story that no one could have anticipated. There was a Glenn Faye. There was an ants altercation. Who got the last punch in? Oh, both of us. Randy Meisner was born in 1946 in Scottsbluff, Nebraska, to a Volga German farming family. Raised on the vast plains, Randy grew up surrounded by fields of corn beans, alfalfa, and sugar beets. His mother often sang at home, and his grandfather was a violin teacher. Music became an invisible part of everyday life. At the age of 10, after watching Elvis Presley perform on The Ed Sullivan Show, Randy began to teach himself guitar, relying entirely on intuition and instinct. The turning point came at Scottsbluff High School when a teacher advised him to switch to bass, a decision that completely changed the course of his career. Randy quickly became fascinated by the bass lines of R&B and modern music, while developing his ability to play by ear rather than through formal training. In 1961, Randy joined the Drive-In Dynamics, a local band that became his first stepping stone. You got me running. You got me run, high, run, anywhere you want. The group frequently performed at dances and released their first EP in 1962 featuring Randy as the lead vocalist on Sam Cooke's You Send Me. Although resources were still limited, these recordings quickly spread throughout the area, making him a notable figure among Nebraska youth. The Drive-In Dynamics signed with Sully Records in 1965 and released a single, So Fine, marking the beginning of a more serious pursuit of a music career. You're So Fine. In 1966, Randy moved to Los Angeles with ambitions of becoming a professional artist. There he joined the Poor, also known as Soul Survivors, a group that released several singles, but did not achieve major success. Notably, the Poor appeared in the film Hell's Angels on Wheels, 1967, and opened for Jimi Hendrix at the Salvation Club in New York. Rare experiences for a young musician at the time. Reeves' relentless ambition and effort began to attract attention. In 1968, he co-founded Polka with other well-known musicians playing a key role in the album Picking Up the Pieces. A little bit of magic in the country. Nevertheless, deep conflicts over creative control led to Randy being excluded from the final mixing process, and his photo on the album cover was replaced by that of a dog, leaving Randy with a lasting sense of betrayal for years afterward. After the shock of being pushed out of Poco, Randy returned to Nebraska and joined Rick Nelson's Stone Canyon Band 1969-1970 playing bass and providing harmonies. He appeared on the album in concert at the Troubadour 1969 and co-wrote I Want to Be With You for the album Garden Party. While he achieved some early successes, setbacks and the feeling of being sidelined continued to haunt Randy. Even after making significant contributions to Poco, he would say, I felt like I was part of the group, but not really a part of it. Those experiences laid the foundation for all of Reeves' later insecurities, caution, and longing for recognition. His path to the Eagles marked a new chapter one, where fame and secrets walked hand in hand, creating both allure and the beginning of an unimaginable series of tragedies. Darkness over the wings of the Eagles. In 1971 in Los Angeles, for names Glenn Frey, Don Henley, Bernie Leon, and Randy Meisner decided to form the Eagles. After a period of working as Linda Ronstadt's backing musicians under the guidance of David Geffen and Asylum Records, the Eagles emerged with a country rock orientation and the ambition to revitalize the American music market. As the bassist and harmony vocalist Randy Meisner became an indispensable part of the band, bringing a signature sound and propelling the Eagles to number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1975. This very success turned into his greatest pressure as night after night, Randy was repeatedly asked to perform the encore with the song's perilous high note, no matter his declining health and the constant exhaustion from touring. The Eagles enter a phase of transition, shifting from country rock to hard rock, which pushed Randy even further away from the center of power. His contributions to Try and Love Again, Is It True? Take the Devil and the band's signature harmonies continued to shape the Eagles' style, but cracks within the group were becoming increasingly evident. Glenn Frey and Don Henley held complete control over songwriting and management, leaving Randy in a progressively marginalized position. His introverted and reserved nature, combined with his aversion to confrontation, left him isolated. Tensions within the band continued to rise, culminating in the Knoxville incident of 1977. On the night of June the 28th, 1977 at Civic Coliseum, Randy refused to sing the encore of Take It to the Limit due to exhaustion from the flu, a stomach ulcer, and mounting personal conflicts. Glenn Frey immediately lashed out, leading to a physical altercation between the two that required police intervention. Ree's final show with the Eagles took place in complete isolation, and not long after, he officially left the band. Years of psychological pressure, combined with loss of control over his personal life, brought Randy to a severe crisis. He admitted, "I was tired of touring. It was a crazy life twice as fast as normal. I chose sanity over money." People 1981. At that time, the media continuously praised Ree's rare high voice, emphasizing his irreplaceable mark on Take It to the Limit, but also noted that he was the most reserved member of the band. Meanwhile, Glenn Frey and Don Henley rose as the new leaders reshaping American music in the 1970s. From the press, a wave of scandals grew ever more intense. Hollywood Midnight Dispatch reported on Ree's Black Diary, accusing him of keeping records of scandal secret contracts and the group's chaotic private lives, leading to doubts within the band and the media about behind-the-scenes confrontations. California Rock Weekly fueled a frenzy with the Laurel Canyon Party scandal, suggesting Randy was at the center of a strange ritual and then experienced a series of misfortunes, from his car being vandalized to his passport disappearing right before a major tour. At the same time, Los Angeles Star Review sparked controversy by revealing that the first recording of Take It to the Limit had suddenly gone missing, fueling rumors that Randy had secretly sold the tape to a collector for a huge sum. Matters became even more complicated when lighting technician Jerry Switchmaddox appeared on television, recounting a scene where Randy exchanged backstage documents with a reporter, raising further suspicions that a band member was being blackmailed from within. The atmosphere in the Eagles studio and backstage turned into a battlefield of rumors, where every incident was branded as the Meisner curse. After every major conflict, a member would experience unexplained misfortune or a personal crisis. Hollywood gossip and music forums spread Meisner's curse as a symbol of instability and lingering obsession, closely tied to every dark turning point in the Eagles' history. Amid this whirlwind of success and scandal, Randy Meisner became the focal point of a series of unresolved events. Fame and glory were just the surface. Beneath it all were secrets, isolation, and a spiral of suspicion, ushering in an irreversible crisis for both Randy himself and the Eagles as a band. A long fall from the height of glory. In September 1977, Randy Meisner officially left the Eagles, closing a chapter filled with controversy in the history of American music. The public mourned the departure of the band's highest voice and the soul behind Take It to the Limit, who bid farewell to the group at the height of their success. The publicly stated reason was exhaustion, but a series of investigations, interviews, and later analyses revealed that internal tension, isolation, declining health, and the Knoxville incident were the crucial factors. Beginning his solo career, Randy released a self-titled album in 1978. This work did not achieve the success he had hoped for. With only one co-written track, Randy himself considered the album lacking coherence. 2 years later, the album One More Song brought a bright spot with Hearts on Fire, reaching the top 20, and the duet with Kim K's Deep Inside My Heart. Even so, this was a rare moment on the charts. His next album, also titled Randy Meisner in 1982, peaked at only number 94 in the U.S. and failed to make a significant impact. Subsequent projects like Black Tie, the Poco Reunion, and the Roberts Meisner Band faded into obscurity. Randy could not regain his form, Nor did he have a competitive strength for a music market that had already moved into a new era. The media commented Randy Meisner's solo career never reached the heights of the Eagles, and mental health issues greatly affected his later life. Ree's private life also entered a period of instability. His first marriage to Jennifer Barton lasted from 1963 to 1981, with 3 children but many storms. The tension between family responsibilities and artistic pursuit gradually eroded his feelings, ending quietly. In 1996, he married Lana Ray Graham, but crisis soon followed. In 2015, close friend James Newton filed for guardianship, citing symptoms of bipolar disorder, alcoholism, suicidal intent, and uncontrolled actions. Public suspicion arose that Lana was controlling Randy through alcohol and possibly mismanaging his finances. At this time, his family life often appeared in the press with controversial details, although his children and close associates always remained silent. Ree's health quickly deteriorated. He suffered from bipolar disorder, COPD, and rarely appeared in public. He was invited to join the History of the Eagles tour in 2013, but had to decline due to his frail condition, only making an appearance at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction in 1998. From that point on, he became an unfamiliar figure in the media. His rare appearances only fueled more speculation. Videos surfaced of Randy rambling with a dazed look, appearing fragmented on live streams. Rock music forums circulated these clips as evidence that the Meisner curse continued to haunt him. From American rock icon, Randy Meisner became a cautionary tale about the consequences of fame, isolation, prolonged psychological pressure, and secrets that cannot be resolved by success. When rumors and dark stories became part of the legacy, Ree's journey continued to diverge into even more dramatic chapters, where family tragedy, violence, and sudden crisis would ignite unprecedented debate about the fate of a rock legend. The never-ending spiral of suspicion. Entering the final stage of his career and personal life, Randy Meisner gradually became a frequent name in the press, not for musical achievements, but for inescapable personal tragedies. The climax came on March 6, 2016, when Lana Ray Meisner, Ree's second wife, died at their Los Angeles home from a fatal gunshot. Police records concluded this was an accident. Lana was believed to have been moving a rifle in its case when it snagged on a pair of spurs, triggering the gun and firing a shot into her head or face. Just hours earlier, however, the police had received an emergency call about domestic violence at that very house. Lana Ray's death once again directed the attention of the American media to Randy Meisner's turbulent private life. Reports from ABC News, USA Today, and CBS News all cited the police's conclusion, while also highlighting unresolved questions about the circumstances of that fateful night. According to a guardianship petition submitted to the court, Randy himself admitted, "I can hardly accept the sudden and tragic loss of my beloved wife." At the same time, James Newton, Ree's longtime friend, said Lana often had to lock her bedroom door at night out of fear for her own safety. Since 2015, Los Angeles court documents had already recorded Ree's bipolar disorder, alcoholism, suicidal thoughts, and episodes of losing control. In response to the family's repeated crisis, Newton filed for emergency guardianship, citing unstable mental health and the risk of harm to himself and others. After Lana's death, Randy himself requested temporary guardianship, agreeing to have 2 court-appointed individuals, Arthur Ford and Tom Dong, manage all his assets and make medical decisions. Under pressure from public opinion and the media, the Los Angeles police quickly issued an official statement. After investigation, the death of Mrs. Meisner was determined to be an accident. Still, numerous reports in the Daily Mail, TMZ, and investigative programs like Line NBC raised questions about how the scene was handled, contradictions in testimonies, and why evidence such as security camera footage and personal notes suddenly disappeared overnight. Some outside sources confirmed to People magazine that they had seen personal files being hurriedly removed during the night of the incident, fueling more suspicion that traces were deliberately erased. Lana Ray's death was not only a shock to the family, but also sparked debates about asset control, mental health guardianship, and gun safety in celebrity families. Many opinion pieces in USA Today and online discussion groups analyzed the conflict between unstable personal lives, mental health, and legal loopholes that allowed tragedy to happen before anyone could intervene. The public became divided. Some expressed deep sympathy for Randy, while others believed he bore indirect responsibility for the family's ongoing crisis and instability. The atmosphere of doubt never faded. A series of analyses on the Rock Legends Unfiltered podcast, the Eagles Online Central Forum, and investigative columns in Goldmine magazine all pointed out strange details surrounding the case. From asset lists and witnesses to the disappearance of key evidence, numerous rumors continue to circulate about the infamous Black Diary that once rocked the music industry, as well as claims that on the night Lana died, a strange figure was seen near Ree's house, but never identified. In the end, the shooting was closed with a simple legal conclusion, a tragic accident in a family that once symbolized American music. But every development trace and drawn-out debate left Randy Meisner's image forever shrouded in suspicion, regret, and a haunting sense of the darkness behind the stage lights. That very effect led his name into the final chapter, a chapter of Shadow's legacy and unanswered questions. The truth behind the cursed legacy. In his final years, Randy Meisner nearly disappeared from all major stages, his name gradually fading into obscurity among reports about his health and legal matters. Ree's health declined dramatically from 2015, when he was officially placed under guardianship due to no longer being able to care for himself. Medical records confirm that Randy suffered from chronic bipolar disorder, alcoholism, and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, an illness that had led to his hospitalization in 2004 and forced him to continuously reduce his performance schedule ever since. Physical deterioration combined with unstable psychological symptoms caused Randy to completely withdraw from artistic life, living quietly under the supervision of court-appointed asset and medical managers. On July 26, 2023, American media simultaneously reported Randy Meisner's passing in Los Angeles, with the cause confirmed as complications from COPD. The official statement on Eagles.com emphasized Randy was an integral part of the Eagles and contributed greatly to the band's early success. Joe Walsh, a member of the Eagles, also wrote, "Randy was a wonderful man with an unforgettable voice." Ree's passing immediately triggered a wave of deep sorrow across social media, music forums, and the international press. Many writers commented, "Without Randy, the Eagles could never become legends in the hearts of Americans." Rolling Stone 2023. Information regarding Ree's will and assets was not widely released. Since he had been under guardianship since 2015, all assets were managed by Arthur Ford and Tom Dong, the two court-appointed administrators. Randy left behind 3 children and 7 grandchildren. Several unofficial sources noted that after the funeral, some personal property, precious recordings, and memorabilia related to the Eagles disappeared from the family's archive. Magazines such as Goldmine magazine and forums like Eagles Online Central continue to circulate rumors about the ownership of music copyrights and hidden disputes over assets among those close to him. The artistic legacy Randy left behind stands above all controversy. As a founding member of the Eagles and a shaper of their country rock style, he left his mark with Take It to the Limit, a song that consistently appears on lists of America's timeless ballads. Experts affirm that Ree's distinctive voice and subtle harmonies were irreplaceable elements in the Eagles' early years. Beyond the prestigious Hall of Fame induction in 1998, Randy was also honored at the Nebraska Music Hall of Fame in 2000. Over 200 million. Eagles albums have been sold worldwide, with their greatest hits exceeding 38 million copies in the U.S. and Hotel California achieving 26 times platinum status milestones, to which Ree's singing and bass playing made vital contributions. Even so, Randy Meisner's legacy is not solely about artistic success. Alongside the glory are shadows that have never been fully explained. Ree's silence in his later years, the quiet disputes over his legacy, the mysterious disappearance of valuable recordings and personal items, all of these continue to raise countless theories among the public. Outlets such as Mojo Magazine and the podcast Rock Legends Unfiltered have repeatedly asked, are there truths that have never been revealed? And was Randy the last to hold them? If glory is the pure light of career, the darkness behind Ree's fame is a forbidden territory where secrets remain forever unresolved, a silent legacy for the next generation of artists. The legacy and lingering questions he left behind continue to spark debate among the public and experts alike. If you want to keep exploring the darker side behind music legends, Don't forget to subscribe and share what impressed you most about Randy Meisner's life.